Alright, welcome in today's video in which we talk about what is actually art. Have you ever asked yourself that question? I sure haven't, and it's such an easy question to overlook. But I think it's a really important question to keep in mind. So I don't think we can truly know what art actually is because words just can't fully describe it. But I can say for sure that art is a form of self-expression. And what is that, you may ask? Well, it's basically the way you express yourself. That's it. No, that's literally it. And this expression can come in infinite ways. Quite literally, you can draw anything you like, you can paint anything you like in any shape or form you like. It could be digital, it could be traditional. You can use whatever tools you like to express yourself, to be creative. And if you think about it, creativity is just something that you really enjoy creating. And that's why there are so many different art styles. So the only question then is, what do you want to draw? What do you want to bring into this world? And the answer to that is actually very simple. You want to create that which speaks to you the most, which pulls you in, and you just want to express that in your own unique way. And I would admit that before I had a very negative view on art. I would see things only in black or white, and I would constantly criticize myself and other artists. And I just got so fed up with that, so I'm here to preach that art is meant to be fun, and you can create it however you like it. Art is really subjective. There is just not a single objective truth about art, and only you decide how and what you create. Nobody else can judge you for that. That's their own opinion, so let them have it. Like, if you think about it, if you walk yourself into only one single way of looking at art, you're just limiting yourself. For example, I would look at references that I want to draw, but I would be like, oh, the lighting is off over here, or I don't have the skills to draw that yet. So fuck that. Just try to make the painting that you want, and if you lack the skills, go and work on those skills. Or if it doesn't turn out the way you want it, that's okay too, because you at least tried. I believe we should always try to draw that which is fun to us. Don't be afraid to experiment and go out of your comfort zone. That's the only way you can really grow. So just go for it. Seriously, just do it. At the end of the day, it's about you and your art. If somebody is trying to impose their opinion on how art should be, please don't listen to them. Just do that which is fun to you. We're all allowed to do that, and we're all free to do that. And I'll explain why that is important later in the video. So now I want to play a scene of one of my favorite shows, which is Daredevil. And back when I watched it, I was really confused about it, but now I actually get it.
You interested or just looking?
Interested.
People always ask me, how can we charge so much for what amounts to gradations of light? I tell them it's not about the artist's name or the skill required. Not even about the art itself. All that matters is, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel alone.
So, there you go. It's about the feeling. And I do agree with that. Art is meant to give you a feeling, to move you, and to give you a certain experience. It's about conveying this emotion through painting so the viewers can actually connect and have that experience. They can find themselves in a way in your painting. But why do you need to convey an emotion? Well, you don't need to, but I believe you always do. Like, whatever you draw, you always express a certain emotion. The question is, are you conscious of what you want to express? And this expression is really your way of communication and connection with other people. When you're painting something, you're expressing what you want to experience or creating something from your imagination, and you're bringing that experience to other people. I believe art is a very powerful form of communication, and it can be used in various of different ways to make people feel all kinds of emotions. Like we saw in the scene, the viewer of the painting is able to interpret it and contemplate it in their own way and express what they feel about it. And I also saw that people in hospital wards are sometimes given a painting to bring them into a state of peace so they can recover with their illness faster. And this is really cool. So it makes art a truly important job. There are just endless examples of what art does for our world. I remember watching this one show in which some people go to this orphanage, and over there they bring art supplies and sketchbooks to the children, and then one of the kids goes to this man and is like, "Can I draw a portrait of you?" And I was like, oh wow, that's it. Like, the way this kid wants to express their gratitude to this man by drawing a portrait, that's the meaning of art. It doesn't matter that the kid doesn't know how to draw a portrait, but it's really about the gesture. And I believe that's way more powerful when you're creating your art. With what intention are you creating it? So now that we understand art is about expression, how do you actually express yourself? Well, take a piece of paper right now and write down your name 10 times. You see, in each moment you wrote down your name exactly how you felt. So there you go. This is your expression. Congrats, you found it. No, but seriously, it's actually simple. Like, just start drawing and have fun. How do you have fun? Well, that's a tough one. But let me ask you one question. If you want to be an artist, that would mean that you keep drawing and creating more and more paintings, potentially for the rest of your life, or at least for a very long period of time. Well, how do you think you're gonna do that? Because let's say you want to hit a specific goal or make the perfect painting, and that's awesome. It's really good to have goals. But my point is that you hit that goal and then what? You just stop drawing? No, you just keep drawing and drawing. So the answer here is that you want to fall in love with the journey. You want to have fun with the journey and be happy right now as you're creating the paintings. It's really that the destination is actually the journey and the whole process of getting there. So to be that successful artist, you have to have a consistent process. And to have a consistent process, you have to have fun with it. You have to be in love with the process. Otherwise, it's really hard. And the way that works for me is I simply ask myself, what do I want to draw right now? What would be fun? And then I might go on Pinterest and search for a reference, or I might look at other artists, or I might want to do some fan art of my favorite characters, or I might even just do some figure studies or environment studies or whatever. It's just you kind of know what you want to draw. It might even be just doodles. Then great, just go and do that. The thing is that I want to build that relationship with drawing, that it's so fun to me that it becomes effortless and it becomes a consistent habit, so I keep creating more and more paintings and keep getting better and better. And I do have set a specific time to draw every day, and it's not always that I want to draw, but I would just sit down and still try to find the most exciting thing to draw and then just draw it. However the drawing turns out, I try not to judge myself, just accept it and move on. I still sat down and did a drawing and I still learned something from it. So that's a win in my eyes. And it's not an easy journey, but it's simple in a way. You just have to show up and you have to keep going. So to summarize it, I would say draw what you feel and keep following your excitement. It's really about the feeling conveyed and the experience that the painting gives, rather than how good the painting looks. As I've said, there are infinite ways you can make a painting and infinite things that you can draw. So why do we have to argue if it's good or bad? Why would you criticize yourself? Just let it go and move on to the next one. But I always try to remind myself, did I have fun painting it? If the answer is yes, then that's good enough for me. And it's so crazy that when I actually let go and follow my intuition, I draw exactly what I need to draw. Like there is some kind of a journey laid out for me, and I just have to follow my excitement to keep going and keep progressing. So I suggest you try that as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
You're my lucky strike. Love the